Hey, hello, hi, oh my god, it's me, B Writer, again with another video. I decided today I would talk about writing, and then I would talk about racism, because I feel like it's a short firecracker way to get the talk started. Though, honestly, I think I've already kind of put my views out, but it can get difficult to understand someone's point of view through writing. You can only understand so much through writing. Let's first cover writing. Now, I'm just gonna talk maybe 5 minutes on it. Hopefully, I stick to that timeline. I don't even have a clock in front of me. Okay, when it comes to writing, notebooks will be your best friend. Even if you're not like me, I have tons of these notebooks everywhere, and every one of them has like maybe 6 or 7 pages full. You should keep these. Keep these near you. Always have one, a piece of paper, a folder, or something, because as a writer, you need to write notes. The way someone might, things that capture your attention, the way an old man might be cutting grass, the way a grandmother might be rocking in her chair, the way your mom's shouting at you this time, and the feelings you feel, the way your sister walks into a room with confidence. You have to write these things down. These are what feed your story. No matter what you write, sci-fi, fantasy, erotica, thriller, murder, you should write constantly and save everything. Even if you start writing only a page and you're like, oh my god, this sucks, keep it, because trust me, within 2 months it won't suck and it'll be worth using. You recycle it. Writing is nothing but recycling your material 1,000 times and then figuring out how it fits in your new material. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Another thing, when writing, at least write, if you're going to start a new story, at least write 10 pages. Write 10 pages and then see where it goes. 10 pages will always tell you, oh, this is going to be a long one. After 10 pages, you should know whether, oh my god, I'm going to be working on this for a couple of years, or, oh, I can finish this within a week or two. Okay, that. Always give an hour of uninterrupted time to writing if you're really serious, because 10,000 hours can make you great at anything. And if you can put 10,000 hours, not in one day, but 10,000 hours into writing, you'll find yourself writing a story in no time, okay? Or at least short stories. There is no story not worth telling. Every story that you can think of is worth telling, and guess what? Just because some huge conglomerate CEO or publishing company will not take your stuff and publish it, doesn't mean you can't just self-publish it yourself. There's nothing wrong with self-publishing. Okay, the difference is, yes, it means you went through 6 months of sitting there waiting for a letter. Yes, it means you built up experience so you could write a STARS. Yes, we get it. No, you may not sell 1 million copies and make $1 million overnight. That probably will not happen. It's one of those lucky things that happen to lucky people. You should only write because you love to write. Don't write because you think you'll be famous. I mean, everyone has a drive for success, don't get me wrong, but don't make that an inward drive and don't apply it to something you love to do, because the worst thing that you can do is not get famous in what you love and then come to hate what you love to do because you didn't get famous. That's really backwards and silly. Research. This is Character Traits, and it's a writing reference book. It's the 2nd edition, honestly, and it's by Linda N. Edelstein. She has a PhD in pretty much character traits, and this helps if you are not good at building characters. So if you feel like, oh my god, my characters are one-dimensional, if you feel like I need some help, this book is great. You probably could find it in the library, or the 1st edition anyway, and it just gives you clues on how to build characters. Alright, this one, depending on what you're writing, for anything you're researching, I always pick the Dummy series, because honestly, they break things down and they're so much easier to understand than those thick ass textbooks that people buy for $100 for no reason. I have young adult fiction, because the book I was currently working on, still working on, is young adult, but this actually helped out a lot. Let me show you how much this is missing 30 pages. Okay, I'm completely honest. This is missing 30 pages because someone's working on it right now. You heard that, right? You heard that thumb. You felt that, huh? This would be approximately about 60,000 words. The other 30 pages, and without me, putting on a computer. Let me explain something. 80,000 words is what a publishing company probably wants from you for your first novel. They're only going to want, though, when you send it to them, the first 50 pages. Your first 50 pages, when you're writing, have to capture and be intense and hold the reader's attention, okay? And make them go, where the heck is the other 51? Where's 51, 52, okay? In 50 pages, you got to be able to do that. Okay, and that's going to be hard. That is why, which is what I'm going to cover. Go to writing groups. There are writing groups everywhere. Everyone wants to be a writer. Not that I'm trying to say that's a bad thing, but everyone wants to be a writer. Everyone has ideas. Everyone has thoughts. Everyone on the planet is creative. The only difference between them and J.R. Rowling and Stephanie Meyer and Nora Roberts and, you know, Barbara Jinkson and, you know, Zane and Sister Soldier Writer is the fact that some people sit down and give 2 hours of their life to writing, and some people just keep talking about it and walk around, you know, talking about it. That's the only difference between you and a wannabe writer. That's the only wall. The I shoulda, coulda, and the reasons wall. That's the only thing keeping you from being a writer. And you're not alone. Like I said, I willingly will take on any questions, any comments, any, you know, ideas, anything. I will do it. I'm fine with it. I know, I mean, I kind of do envy Black Girls Crisis. This is another Tumblr I follow. I love her. Come on, ask me questions too. I have answers. I have witty respondings. And that's pretty much it. I hope that was within 5 minutes. I didn't waste all your time. But yeah, writing is pretty easy. What I am writing, I guess I've been asked this. If I had to put it in like hashtag, it'd be like hashtag romance, hashtag supernatural, hashtag fantasy, pretty much. And the main character, I guess everyone figured this out already. I mean, I put copies on the site before. I don't know if I erased them though. Is black. She is black. Yes, she is black. Now, I don't know if I watered down her blackness. Someone has mentioned that to me, and I thought to myself, well, not every African American girl or every black girl, whichever referral word you want me to use, acts the same way. Not all of us grew up in the same surroundings. And I won't lie, I have cousins that can have an attitude. I hang out with people from Memphis most of the time. My friends from Memphis. I have another friend from like Cadiz, Kentucky, which is like really country. I have friends from all over. So I really, when you ask me how to act black, depending on who I'm hanging out with, which I don't know why people say you hang out with one person, you act like this, you hang out with other people, you act like that. Well, yeah, you're going to act different with different people. It doesn't make you fake. It just means you're able to be comfortable to this level with them. I'm able to be comfortable to that level with them. You know, it shouldn't be a fake thing. It's not fake. It's just how I'm able to be my ghetto self with my friend from Memphis. I'm able to be my country self with my friend from Cadiz. It's not really, you know, I can't talk about eating, you know, possum with my friend from Memphis. And she, you know, she don't, no. You know, and I can't talk about that with my friend from New York. I can't talk about eating chitlins with her. She look at me like I'm crazy. But, you know, you have to realize that everything's compartmentalized and people seem not to be able to do that. You can write about anything. If you need someone to tell you, I'll tell you. You write about whatever you want. Nothing is ever going too far. I mean, right now, Game of Thrones. Woot woot. I know. If you're not watching it, don't say nothing. You don't know what it's about. If you are watching it, thumbs up. It is awesome. I know they got signed for 5 and 6. Anyway, George R. R. Martin got 2 twins sleeping with each other. So if that's on TV, there's really, you know, there's really nothing left that you can't do. You know, at least his sex had somewhere to go. It was going somewhere. Other shows, sometimes it's just like reality shows, seriously. Like Love and Hip Hop. I mean, I can watch it and I can be like, oh my god, my friends. But honestly, I don't get the point. I feel like it's a wasted time slot. And I feel like we could be watching a show directed by a black girl rather than watching Love and Hip Hop. Any day. I don't care what anyone says. I'd rather watch real TV than watch 2 people fight. It's boring. If it's just, oh, I'm fighting because of this man. Really, the worst thing I can't do is watch a bunch of girls fight over a dude that's cheating anyway. If he's cheating on you, cheating on her, why y'all fighting over him? He's a cheater. You don't fight over a cheater. That's stupid. And I don't care. That's dumb. I'm going to defend my man. Defend what? He already cheated on you. He already is a liar. He is already doing bad things. What do you mean you have to prove? You are not proving anything. You're just proving that, oh, I want to go out here with my nice, overly expensive shoes and purse and clothes and prove that I am not worth the items I'm wearing. That is all I'm seeing. And I'm tired of people trying to support this image of I buy all this overly expensive stuff and act like I'm still from the streets. I don't get it. Okay, so you are ghetto. You're ghetto. It doesn't matter how, oh, no, the word's not ghetto because ghetto's not looked upon. Let me be completely honest. You are low class, which means no matter how many items you buy that are really, really wealthy, if you're out in the street yelling and screaming, hitting people, that's low class. It don't matter. And you're teaching a generation of girls that that's okay. And it's not okay. That will not open any doors for them except the doors that keep them in that one stereotypical ethnic lodge. And it's not, and that's not what you want. You know, you have two people fighting. You got people trying to cement the image, cement the stereotype of black women, and others who are trying to break the stereotype of women. And it don't make sense at all that you have people fighting against that. It don't make no sense. Now, I gotta stretch so I can talk about my next object. Okay, we're done with writing. Yeah, I'm like, done writing. Yeah. Magic hands. Anyway, it's so pretty outside. You see all that light shining through? This is Tennessee, y'all. Anyway, so racism, racism, and how it affects us. I really don't think I should go into that because I really don't have a degree in that kind of knowledge. So I'm just gonna be pretty advisory. Okay, you've noticed that some of the girls, I've noticed, have this thing about their skin color. Okay, now I've heard words like, oh, you're lucky you're so light skinned, and you're so pretty, your skin is so light, and your hair is so curly. What are you? You can't be black, you're so light. Sorry to disappoint you. As far as I know, my dad is black and my mother is black. They're both African Americans from a very country hick town on the border of North Carolina. And I lived in Germany when I was moved to Germany with the military, 3. I stayed there till I was for 12 years. Came back. First place we come back to is Tennessee. And we've been here for 8 years. So my whole family has. Now, I don't really know how to do all that fancy dramatic stuff where I can put a picture of my sisters. I look the way I do. My middle sister is kind of the same color as me, but she's shorter and thinner and way more muscular because she works out like crazy. And then my little sister is tall and looks like an Ethiopian beauty. So, or was it Ghana beauty? One of those countries. Anyway, she's really dark. She's smooth skin. Body that goes on for, legs that go on for days. And like her hair, like you cut it and perm it, it swings. Like it, I'm not joking, it swings. Her hair grows. Like she chopped it off and a month later it was like back down here. She's like, her body and she's just perfect, okay? Which, I mean, like I'm not bragging, but like we've been trying to sell her to Victoria's Secret for like years. She's finally at that age where we can, so I can't wait to get her to take pictures and like send them and have her not know. I mean, she needs to pay for school. So anyway, so my family as far as I'm concerned, they've been, they're black people, but the reaction of people outside of my family to my color, my sister's color, when we go out together, was kind of shocking. I didn't learn about race from anybody else except from the Americans. It's kind of sad in the land of the home of the free, and you come here and learn about race. I came here, I learned about black. I learned about the whites. I learned about that black people do this, white people don't do that. I learned about kinky hair. Your hair is so kinky and nappy. I learned about oh my god, you must be half Indian. I learned about every stupid racist chicken watermelon joke I learned here. And all that stuff I learned here. And I'm laughing about it because we crack jokes about it in my house all the time because it's just so stupid it's gotten. It's kind of ridiculous. You know something's ridiculous when you can't be serious about it. Like let's say this whole natural hair thing. I don't like natural hair. I like natural hair. I want her to have her hair straight and long and pretty. Well, let me make something quite clear. Women, especially black women, can do whatever the hell they want with their hair. It's their hair, okay? Now, if I got you and you married me, and then I decide I'm going to go natural, well, guess what? It's too bad that you wanted me to sit for hours, permanent pressing, paying hundreds of dollars to get my hair done every damn other week. I'm not doing all that. I'm tired. We got a household to pay for. We got bills to pay for. We got kids to take care of. You sitting there talking about some hair. No. I want my hair woman to have her hair long. Don't care. Red nails. Realistically, if I'm affording all that, I better be a nurse, a teacher, a doctor, or something. I better not be not having a job affording all that stuff. Be realistic. If you got all this, but you don't got a job, I want to know what you do. What do you do for a living? Because obviously, you're not doing anything that would make me think you could afford long nails, long hair, don't care. Unless you growing it yourself. Now, natural hair, do what you want with it. I love it. I love big curls. I love short curls. I like froze. I like no hair. I mean, do what you want. Lupita's pretty, with her hair when she was bald. Was she bald ever? Anyway, it doesn't matter. The fact is, racism amongst African Americans in of itself is what concerns me. I really don't care if a white guy don't like me because I'm black. That has nothing. That's what they call. That's an old story. That's a dried up river. No one cares anymore. That's a dried up river. I don't even need to sell that bull on that one anymore. But the animosity within the African American community is what concerns me. I mean, brown paper bagging your own race for what? There's hate amongst dark skin, light eyes, dark eyes, short hair, long hair, white like hair. There's no such thing as white like hair. Your hair is just easier to manage. It's not, oh, she got some good hair. Good hair does not exist. Every hair takes care. You have to care for all types of hair. There's no such thing as good hair. It's no such thing. It's her hair is easier to manage. Her hair ain't so easy to manage. You just got to take care of your hair. You lying if you're sitting there going, well, her hair is good hair. This girl's bad hair. My sister's hair is tough, but it swings back and forth. So people see like, oh, she got good hair. No, she takes care of it. She oils it every night, puts it together. She didn't do that. It would crack at the ends and fall apart. It ain't no good hair. It's hair that takes care. Lost your minds. You just all lost your minds. Light skin, dark skin. It's a melanin. It's scientifical. Your color is not a badge of honor or dishonor. It is all about melanin. It's in your skin. How long you can be in the sun. Genetical. If your family was in Africa, they needed darker skin to go against the sun. Therefore, the melanin tones got higher and higher and higher. If your family was up north and didn't require the sun, the melanin tone decreased during genetics and, so on and so on. How are you going to sit there and be like, well, she light skinned, so she thinks she's better than everybody. No one thinks they're better than each other just because they got born with lighter skin. Yes. Do white people treat people differently because of skin color? Yes, but that's their own issue. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I was born light skinned. Oh, so they gonna treat me better. Well, okay, great. But that's not, I can't do nothing about that. That's them. That's the Asians and the Indians who decide to treat someone better because of skin color. They don't know me. You don't know me. So to say, oh, because she light skinned, she thinks she happy because the white people spelled her. I walked into the room. I said hello. I was polite. They were polite to me. We move on. And then you sitting there. Okay, this really happened to me, and I don't even know. I was in high school. Okay, and I was teased kind of badly. I'm not gonna lie. I was a big nerd. And I'm sitting in class. I had my braids and I had my toes on, so I was happy because I was cute. I had my little cute flip flops on. It was summer. I had my little skirt on. I thought it was looking good. Here come Dejanay. Now, okay. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not that I'm making fun of. Oh, I didn't like it. I ain't gonna lie. I did not like this girl. I don't care what color. I don't remember what color she was. I don't remember. I don't really know her name. Dejanay's a fake name. I don't remember anything about this girl, but I do remember what she said to me. I'm sitting there next to these two white girls who sat down kind of around me. I didn't really ask them to, but they sat down next to me and we were just talking and laughing. They go, excuse me. I'm like, yes. Do you think you're better because the white people are talking to you, or white girls are laughing, or because you're with white girls? In a classroom full of, we had a Korean dude up front with some Asian guy. I mean, Chinese dude, Korean. We had a Mexican dude somewhere in the back. We had all kind of races in the classroom, but they don't ask me, the other black girls aside from them two, whether I thought I was better because I was sitting with white people. Out of everyone, you got all these races and all these races, all these different people, nationalities, you know, cultural people. It will ask of me. I got braids in my head. I mean, I was like, brain farts. I just looked at her and just turned back. Like, I know. And then that's the stuff that I think is stupid. What you want me to say? Yes? Now that I found out how ignorant your ass is, I'm glad I sat with the white people. What you want me to say? Really, what did you want me to say? There was nothing for me to say to her. So I turned around because my mother is black. My dad is black. My sisters are black. My cousins are black. I have a bunch of cousins. They all have different backgrounds, nationalities. I grew up in Germany. They were Africans. I don't understand that question. Am I happier because I'm sitting with white people? Are you happier because you sat in the back? For years, your people fought to sit in the front and you sat in the back? What? That's what I'm talking about. This race fight between blacks is stupid. What did your people fight for? So you could be angry, you be like, nah, don't shook up the white man. Or so you can be like, girl, she dark, she light skinned, she obviously don't got no problem, none of our problem. She ain't gonna have none of our issues. So you could be racist to your own people. So Martin Luther King got shot, so you could be racist to your own people. Malcolm X got shot, so you could be racist to your own people. Like, how many? Do I need a gift? Like, do I have to do that? Like, that's stupid. Does anyone else think that's dumb? So this whole, I'm light skinned, but I wish I was dark skinned. I'm dark skinned, but I think it's light skinned. I got light eyes. I think I'm prettier because I got light eyes. I've seen a lot of ugly people with light eyes. I'm not gonna lie. There are a lot of ugly people out there with good hair. A lot of ugly people out there with light skin. So you're not better or worse. You're just yourself. So for me, I'm very individualistic about racism. Now, that's why when I think about racism, I don't even think about white people. I don't even think about Caucasians. I don't even bother because that boat has already set sail. There's no, either they're going to be racist or not. It's their choice. And it's not like I'm saying I'm not defending them being racist. I'm not defending Silverman and his comment, or is it Sterling? Either way, I'm not defending his comment. But what I'm saying is, I'm more concerned. Being worried about Caucasian not liking black people is the least of my concern. My biggest concern is that we actually have more racist issues in our own color than we do outside of it. And that is confusing to me. I speak the way I speak, so I must be trying to speak like a Caucasian person because I can complete a full sentence with full words. Because I can read, and I want to read, I am trying to be Caucasian. Well, unbeknownst to you, black boy or black girl, Africa has an ancient library full of books prior to the invasion of the Vatican. Okay? If anyone knows about the Knights Templar, Africa has its own ancient library, which means Africa in and of itself has its own writing system. Oh, and let me actually impart this wisdom. Byzantium, all those ancient empires that rose and fell were in that area. Like Egypt, with its own hieroglyphics. A writing system all across the world. So black people knowing how to read and write and articulate. Black people can be articulate. God save me. articulate is not a surprise. Do you know about the Moors? They were around, dudes. They were around, and they were black, and they could talk well. It's not a white thing to be able to speak articulately. Ha! Did it articulately. Anyway, so I'm so proud of myself. I'm embarrassed. So that's done. So I like this. I like anime. Guess what? Don't make me Asian. I like anime. Do I like Lolita? Yeah, don't make me Asian. I like it Lolita though. I'm still black, but I like Lolita. I like what I like, and I can't. And I don't. Why do we have to constantly defend our right to like stuff? I don't need to tell you it's okay for me to like what I like. You ain't got no right to tell me I can't like it because I'm black. You lost your minds. And some people already know this. It's just natural. You know, they just are born with this common sense. Other people still living in this little tiny box created. You are living, if you won't be like race amongst blacks, you are living literally within a system that the Caucasians back in the day built. The house slave versus the nigga out in the, or, you know, out in the fields. Don't say that. That's a bad word. But literally, you got this fight between these two, and it's a setup for you to constantly fight, so y'all never think, oh, let's work together. You never gonna get nowhere if you got people like Lil Wayne. Well, you know, my daughter's dark skin, she gonna make it. She gonna make us some money. You got idiots like that saying stuff like that. No offense if you like them, but you got people saying stuff like that, keeping the fight going, which is stupid. Don't fight. Hashtag dark skin, hashtag light skin. I'm pretty sure I came on the edge of that because I kept looking. I was like, why are people putting hashtag light skin? We can see it. It's a picture of you. Come on. But you know, like, this is stupid. You know it's stupid. I know it's stupid. Why are we trying to play into this racist system of our own people? Why are we fighting against each other? And to be completely honest, okay, let me be completely honest with some people. Now, the slave story, the way they have it written, which I don't understand why they have it in a textbook. One thing I disagree with is that the history class that goes into, when they go into the slavery part, that shouldn't even be part of history, because that should be a subject that you should choose to be able to take in high school, so they can really teach you about that era, not in a way where you don't get the true story, in a way where you understand it as you get to read stories by authors from that time, because there were authors during that time. There were well-read slaves during that time. There was a lot of stuff going on during that time. They don't tell you anything. They don't really talk to you about the slavery and how British handle it, where it originated through the mountains and the Keys. They don't talk about it like they should. Because if you really want to talk, if you really want to be like, well, you owe me 10 acres of land, you need to understand where that's coming from. If you have not studied it, then there's no point in you talking about it. You can't, my people. Well, first of all, you so many generations ahead, there ain't no my people anymore. You know, you don't even know what you are. If you haven't gotten tested, you turned out black today, but what were you? What was your family 10 years ago? Was it, I don't know, I don't even know, was it Benjamin Franklin's family, whatever, where one famous, I don't know if it was president or whatever, but one side was, he had a black mistress, and the other side he had a white wife. As time went on, they swapped sides. The mistress side married lighter and lighter until eventually they were white. And the other side, wife married darker and darker until when they came back for the reunion, it turned out they were on the other side. The black family was the ancestors of the wife, and the white family was ancestors of the mistress. Explosion. You know, you don't know what you're talking about until you do some real research. So, and then like no one ever mentions that, by the way, the slaves that were sent over here weren't free to begin with, that they were actually already prior sold, like they were resold slaves, you know, because there was a whole system of that in, you know, Africa, where a village might get defeated and someone might take that village, and then, you know, now you're serving them, and then they would sell them for profit. You know, Africa would sell, not Africa as a whole, but, you know, certain merchants would sell their own people. You know, the only reason it got crazy is that the demand in America rose dramatically. And so you had pirates, you know, non-registered merchants stealing people. So they were stealing. You might be walking, you're not from a conquered nation or anything. You're walking and we steal you. You know, that is when they got in trouble because they started stealing people from like the Congo and stealing warriors. That's when everything went crazy. First, honestly, they made a mistake because you gonna kidnap a warrior. He gonna try to kill you, and that blood, you got that blood in there, and you breeding people to be stronger, faster, smarter. You know, Hitler attempted that. Well, apparently it was already done. Not that I'm saying we're like the God race or anything, but you get what I'm saying. You know, you have that going on, and then everyone's like, no, you know, that didn't happen. That didn't happen. I remember I got in a fight with my friend, and like she's Hispanic, and she's getting in a fight with me. I'm thinking to myself, I've been sitting at this table with my aunts and my uncles for years, and all of them are graduates. All of them are, one's a pastor and fireman, one's a professor, one's a lawyer, and all of them are talking to me. And you're going to argue me that I am wrong about my knowledge. I was like, okay, all right. So I got her book. One book. And I said, you can read this if you want to. It's up to you. Now, it wasn't a competition or anything, but when you say, I don't have any really emotional, like, I love to know where my family's from. Now, if you're curious, I could let you know. As far as I know, my grandfather was adopted. And he was adopted by a very wealthy African-American family. Very wealthy. The land that my grandma's house is on right now, and all the houses that were built on it because they sold the land, was all theirs. They had stores. You know, right now the wealthy one is in New York, Manhattan area. But that's them. And they came, their families, they were never slaves. They were merchants. They were brothers, and they came from, I think, Ghana? I think it was Ghana, and they were merchants. And then my mother's family were sharecroppers. That side, sharecroppers. And I don't know if anyone knows what Harper's Folly is, but when the master or his people were sleeping a lot with their slaves, that's why that side of family is like light, dark, crazy, different colors. Anyway, they're different colors. It's like a national. I like over there. I'm like, oh my god, it's like I have the whole world in my backyard during reunions. But that's that side. So you rep it, and if you're not even aware if your family was actually slaves or if they come, because a lot of people came over here as merchants, you know, tool workers, you know, and they went north. So I feel like a lot of people are missing out on a very colorful history because all they're focusing on is slavery, as if that was the only system of African Americans coming over here. And it takes pride away from you I think it takes pride away from a race when you make them feel like, oh, all you did was come over here on a boat and we brought you over here for a purpose. You know, it's when that's false. That's false. You did not, you know, they didn't invade the shores of Africa. I mean, pirates did, but they didn't invade. It was a business proposition like any other. And the idea that African American, and that's what I said, we're maintaining this racism ourselves. No one else is. We are maintaining this racism, and Caucasians are merely using it as a way to gain profit, to get what they want, and to keep us from coming together. Not all of them, but this can be seen as that way. Hopefully I don't have all my Caucasian people. Don't leave my site. It's just my beliefs in racism arena. Racism. That does not mean that I go outside and talk like this. But in that area, it's just, we're keeping ourselves. It's just African Americans right now, I think, who are biting heads. Is it okay for me to be like this? Is it okay for me to be like that? You know, and it's okay for you to do what you want to do. Do what you want. That's really what I'm trying to get at. No matter what color you are, do what you want. The only one that can stop you from those minorities is you. Isn't it? Deuces.